When I first started working on my first cabin, I didn't know what I was doing. I made forts when I was a kid. This is not easy work, and I have aches and pains and all kinds of stuff doing this stuff, and there's days that I can't even do it. But I think you should definitely follow your dreams. I mean, that's what we do here in America. So.
My husband got the other one.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
You want to try it up here, or you want to sit?
We're doing a 2-pen barn, 12 by 12 corral or pen for a horse, and then another 12 by 12 pen for a horse or cow, either or, and just a simple old country barn. We're using all poplar logs, and we do have some pine that we'll use for some sheathing, but it'll be covered.
You want to go right in this little spot? Got it, show me. Got it. Just pick it up and walk that way.
Shane?
Got it.
Does it look pretty flat across?
Ronnie, right there. Keep going straight down, you get a high corner right there.
Right there.
I can't say I can do that a lot.
When somebody comes into new land, the first thing they're going to do is obviously find out where they want to clear for their structures, their house first of all. But then they've got to source material other than just your logs that you're going to build with, and that's where a foundation comes in. If you cut down logs and lay them straight on the ground, yeah, that might suffice for a very short time, but quickly moisture and termites, all kinds of pests, are going to destroy the structure you've built. So to stop that from happening, you have to find stone. That's the best thing for your foundation. The first course is really the hardest, and that's getting our foundation plumb and level, and then getting everything square. And that's what makes the rest of it easy as far as the pins themselves.
You ain't down at Michelin right now. Hold.
Now, this is going to be our next log. Hey. Keep going just like you're going. All right. Start building your way up, one step at a time.
Take off that side, yeah.
Well, on these are what the people would consider, this was an earlier notch, a saddle notch. And you just lay your logs up there and you kind of mark the insets on both sides to get where your notch needs to be, and you roll it over and you start working towards the center. The whole end result is you have a nice scalloped cradle in your log, and when it rolls over, it fits nicely on the one below it. The saddle notch was a lot easier, more simpler notch. It didn't require a lot of professional carpentry, a lot of extra tools. You could just hew it out with an axe and flip it over and keep going.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Well, with all the people we have, we should get a lot of it done. We're making pretty good progress just for our first day, you know.
This is one of the things I learned on the chicken coop. Do one end, do the other end, because if not, you end up with this. Notches on Chickens don't care.
I'm here with 2 of my 3 children, and I'm here because I love history, and I really love learning the skills and learning how people lived and just kind of making things simpler. I'm learning really great stuff. I've used tools today that I've never used before, and trying to do something that I can come back for years and say, you know, Mom helped with that.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Lane.
The tool that we use here to make some pegs is supposed to be the historians say the oldest wood vise in the entire world. It's called a shaving horse. It's strictly made to hold wood. You can put that with your lever on there and you simply cannot pull that out. It's one of the most effective wood vices that's ever been devised. I'll take it down to about this kind of a square. Then I'll take my spoke shave and shave the edges off and make it look like that. And I say that's about 2 pegs, so when I finish I will cut that in 2.
We're trying to secure, you don't put pegs on every layer of logs, but towards the top and of course with the roof, they want to have some peg holes and then pegs.
The top plates, if you'll notice, they're overhanging on each end. That's called a cantilever. That is to help keep the water away from the foundation, and which helps keep it dry on the inside and not as much disease issues and such as that. Unfortunately, the part they're working on right now, making the plates for the top, which is what the rafters will set on, it's hard to find a piece that's long enough, so we have to put several pieces together to make up that length.
Take credit for it. I bought it like that. Good. Yeah, 3 and 3. Well, that's pretty cool. All right, Bree. Watch for a little bit. Pick up. I'm just tired of the interstates. To be honest with you.
Just shy of 5. Somebody in the campground. Good.
Sound like a backup point, didn't it?
And we're doing this by use of a lap joint, which simply means they lap on top of each other. We'll cut out X amount of material from one and cut out that same amount of material out of the other, and we'll just simply peg it together.
When you get topped out to your final course, we're putting the rafter seals on. That's when the carpentry starts, because you have to get your pitch right, make all of your rafters. You got to notch them and peg them and drill them. You know, the whole, it's a lot more complicated. The work really slows at this point.
Logs.